Welcome everybody for being here. And we're going to get right started into this thing. This is a webinar that I've actually done a couple of times with my partner, Leroy McKenzie Jr. And so I'm going to continue to do this because I think it's important for small businesses to be able to or not to be able to, have marketing materials that is affordable, but is still yielding them some good information. So I actually attempted to have this presentation at the last business roundtable. So I wasn't able to get really in depth, but I'm hoping to do that here in this setting. If you have a question, please type it in the question window and I will be happy to answer your question. Or if you want to raise a hand, you can do that too. Let me know if you're having any issues with the webinar. And also, if you're having any issues with seeing the webinar, please let me know because I'm not showing myself right now. I'm actually going to be showing the slides. So my name is Ann Austin. I'm the CEO and founder of Austin Tech, and I'm a business strategist and facilitator. I have 20 years of small business consulting experience, and I also specialize in particularly small businesses, micro businesses, and those individuals who are home-based businesses or even new ones that are trying to do it. And so my whole goal is to help small businesses to get a good foundation so that they can really be successful in their business. And so you can follow me on austintech.com. You can follow me at Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter and all of that. So we're going to get right into it. So you need a brand for your business and you're not sure what kind of brand that you want to do. A lot of times we get confused between what is brand and what is actually marketing. So as you can see here on the screen, I have a number of icons that are either a brand or some sort of marketing tool. And all of these that we look at right now, IBM, McDonald's, Red Bull, they all speak from a perspective of marketing and branding at the same time. They're using specific color choices. They are targeting specific people. They are using specific fonts so that they are getting the attention of specific people. And it is true that if you are trying to market to everyone, then you're actually marketing to no one, because technically when you're doing a brand or anything of that sort for your business that has a message about your business, it has to speak to that specific person. So basically, in a nutshell, is what is the difference between brand and marketing? A lot of people kind of intermingle the two together, and they figure that if they have an icon that they actually have a brand, or they think that because they have a brand that they're actually marketing. But it's different. It doesn't actually work that way. So in the chat window, if you can, tell me what you think is the difference between brand and marketing. Let's see. Anybody putting it in there? What is the difference between brand and marketing? And it's okay if you don't know. So if you don't know the difference between brand and marketing, we're going to get right into it. So what is marketing? Marketing is really the process of really getting materials together that is interesting to a potential customer. Okay. I see somebody put the chat. Brand identifies, marketing influence bias. Right. Exactly. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, brand is a process of getting people who are interested in what you're doing, or your clients, or anybody who is interested in your products, and getting them to be more involved so that you are actually selling the specific product. So if you look at these icons, if I go back and look at these icons, okay, they have already created their company. They have already created their brand. So what the icon is doing, or the logo, you might as well say, is a representation of their company and their actual brand. So it's basically preying on what is your interest. So like when you see the different colors and you see the different fonts, it actually makes you feel a certain way. And that's primarily because of the marketing and the message behind their business. So when you look at this definition of marketing, it is really the process in which it involves researching, promoting, selling, distributing your services based on a message that your company is representing, right? The main difference why branding is oh, it looks like my thing. A brand, which is what I meant to put on here. So a brand is actually an emotion. It is actually a message for your business. So if you think of Austin Tech, and when you see the Austin Tech logo and you start seeing my promos and you start seeing all the little things that I'm doing, and if you take the BMWC for example, it has a logo and it has a brand, right? So the brand is really the message of what the BMWC stands for, what it means, how it feels when you see the letters, how you feel when you see the blue background and you see the different colors, and then all of a sudden you see all these people, you start to feel a certain way about that brand. And that's what a brand really is. When you go to market your business, you're actually marketing the finished product of your business. So I'll say that again. When you have a brand, it is actually the message of your business. What is the culture of your business, right? But when you market your business, you are marketing the finished product of your business. So that is really the major difference between marketing and branding. Now, why is it so hard, right? It's hard because a lot of us don't even know what our business culture is or our message. We think that because we are putting something together that is a business and you're selling something, that people are automatically supposed to understand what your business is all about, right? It's like the old saying when people say, if you build it, they will come, right? If you build it and they understand it, then they will come. But believe it or not, guys, a lot of times they don't understand what it is that you're selling because your message is not clear. It's not clear in the way that you're distributing it because you don't have a strategy. And that's the second bullet point on this presentation. You don't have a strategy on how you're going to distribute that message to the masses because you're not targeting a specific person, right? So like as someone said in the chat window, that you're marketing to influence buyers. So how can you influence them if you don't know what your strategy is and you don't know what your message is, right? So that leads to the third bullet point, which is not following up with your mission statement and understanding exactly what is your overall mission in your business. What is it that you need to do in your business that is not clear, that you need to make clear about your mission. So you have a mission and you have an objective, which sound the same, but they are different, right? So your objective is something that you do that is your overall. So if you think of an umbrella, and I love using the analogy of an umbrella, right? So if you think of an umbrella, the umbrella is what protects you. It's your overall thing that when you're in the rain, you put it up and everything is cool because you're not getting wet in the rain, okay? So that means that your coat's not getting wet, your bags are not getting wet, your hair's not getting wet, and your clothes are not getting wet. So each piece of your body that you are protecting is a piece of your objective, your mission, your vision, your keys to success, all of those things, right? So when you have your overall objective, that's to keep the rain off of you. Now, what is your mission? Your mission is actually, I need to get to my destination dry. Okay, so I'll say that again. Your overall objective is to keep the rain off of you, but your mission is to make it to the destination dry. And so when you think of it in that context, you have to think about what is your overall objective of your business? What is it that you're really selling to people that is going to create that business culture or that business message so that people can instantly get what you're trying to say? Okay, and if I'm talking and you guys have questions, please use the chat window to say something, because I want to make sure that, one, you're understanding what I'm saying, and then Two, that I don't go too far in and you don't have any communication with me, because I want you guys to communicate as much as I am, right? Now, when you know that your mission is clear and you have a strategy on how to implement it and you understand your business message and your culture, now you have to do what is the next step, which is you have to actually pilot test your plan. You have to put together a POC, okay, a proof of concept that you can test out in the masses to see if what you're trying to do is going to catch. You might want to start with just a very small group of people, right? This doesn't cost you anything. This is all free marketing tips that I'm giving you guys. It doesn't cost you anything but your time. Okay, that's really the only thing that's costing you. So if you pilot test what you have going on, you're going to know whether or not that you need to tweak it, or if it's good the way it is, or if you can move forward with it, or do you have to invest any money to make it better. So the whole goal of this particular webinar is to find ways in which you can do it without spending too much money on it. You want quality work, but you don't want cheap work either. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm clear. When I'm talking about low cost to zero cost marketing, I'm talking about things that you can actually do yourself and implement yourself so that you are getting the best bang for your buck. So when you do invest in marketing, you know exactly what you're looking for. You're going to know exactly what quality you're looking for. And when you do have the money in there, you know that you have spent the best kind of money that you could ever spent on marketing. Okay, so just to recap on this one for those who's just joining in here, is that when you are doing this this branding here, you have to be very, very clear on what your business culture is. You have to be very clear about what your strategy is and how you're going to implement it. You also need to understand your mission, your overall objective, mission, vision, goals, and your keys to success, which is really your attributes on how you're going to make it work. What are those things that makes you successful? And then once you have that, you're going to take that and you're going to do a test pilot to make sure that you can test your theory, okay, to make sure that you don't have to spend too much money on all of these things. And so that is pretty much this slide right here. Okay, so let's talk about a few things here. So the message, we talked about that. Now let's talk about imaging, things that you can do. We're going to be talking about imaging. We're going to be talking about audio and video. We're going to be talking about marketing to the right target. And what is it really going to cost you? It's really going to cost you just a little bit of money for certain things that you're going to have. And it's also going to cost you your time. Okay. So I'm going over all of this in the beginning because I want people to understand that it does take a little bit of work to do marketing and brand for your business, especially when you're a startup, because you don't have much money in the beginning to do any of this stuff. So you definitely need to do that. So what is your message? So how do you create a message? Pretty much like I was saying before, is that you're going to have to start off with having some sort of understanding about your business. You need to know what you're selling and who are you selling it to. You have to find what is that person that has that specific personality or that behavior that you're going to be selling to. So what I usually like to do is do a seller behavior analysis and say, okay, if I'm selling to women and I'm selling empowerment stuff, which is popular out there, I have to narrow down exactly what specific person fits that category so that I can solve their problem, right? And I also need to make sure that I'm bringing the value to it, because that is what's going to convert potential people into buyers, right? People buy based on feeling and whether or not they can get what they want, right? And you have to have a problem that they have. You have to have a resolution, to solve their problem. So when you have your message and your message is clear, the people who are genuinely interested in your products are going to be the one that you can convert from a potential buyer to a buyer. More than likely, much easier than trying to do a cold call to someone who you don't know and trying to explain to them what you're trying to sell, right? So it's very important to kind of go back and look at your business plan and pull out those things to these 4 bullet points right here, and also look at how you can establish connections. And that's one of the things we talked about in the roundtables also, is that we talked about establishing partnerships and connections with people, because when you connect with someone and you build a relationship with them, whether it be a partner or whether you're just kind of building that future relationship that you could foster later on, that is how you're going to be able to convert them from a potential buyer to an actual buyer, or they can turn into a really good partner where they can help you grow your business in some form or fashion. So you definitely want to make sure that whatever the message is, the person who is going to buy from you has to align with your business and your business interests. And that is how you're going to do that. And it only costs you, really, for this one, just understanding and taking a few hours to learn who your target is, right? Now, getting into images. And again, if you have questions and you want to just throw some questions out there, please do. Thank you for the comments and everything. So let's talk about imaging. Okay, so a lot of times, as I said earlier, images is the key to converting buyers and how to actually market and brand your business. It is the most cheapest thing that you can create, because a lot of times you can either take some pictures with your phone, or you could go get a nice little $300 to $500 camera, go outside, take some pictures of things out there. They do it all the time. You see it in stock videos, stock images all the time. You can get images off Pixabay, which is free, but you still need to make sure that those pictures are truly free, so that you're not caught in any kind of infringement lawsuit or any of that stuff. It is real. Let me tell you, getting pictures on the internet, you have to be very careful where you get them from, because you can end up paying someone for the use of a photo that you thought was free. So the easiest way to do it is to make sure that you go to Pixabay or Snappa, which is a SNAPPA.com, and they have free images in which you can use for almost anything. Images are the most powerful thing next to video that you can use to market and brand your business. It actually tells the story more than any kind of message or more than any kind of words can say. And colors do matter. So whatever the brand is for your business, those are the colors that you need to have on every single thing. So from your business cards to your brochures to your digital material, all your branding need to be the same and needs to all go to, you say you can go to Google free stock images. Yeah, you can go to Google, but to be honest though, Google, sometimes you got to be careful, because they will still stick in there images that are trademark or belong or licensed through another organization. But yeah, you can definitely go to Google free stock, but just be extra careful as well. And you also need to invoke an emotion. So like with this pizza right here, it looks really delicious, right? So if you're sitting back and you're hungry and you see this pizza, in your mind, you're already thinking how this tastes. You're going to imagine how the smoke is coming off, the cheese is all delicious and stringy. Your vision is like going everywhere. So you have to have an image that matches what you're doing. And if you don't have an image that's going to invoke that emotion, it's not going to help tell the story of your services, because the whole key is for them to remember you once it's done. So when you think about the commercials that are out there, right? They're always putting commercials out there that are memorable, that are you really can't forget them. You actually start thinking about the commercial before you even think about it. You're watching TV for like 4 hours and already you still thinking about the commercial that came on 2 hours ago. So you have to have something that is going to evoke the emotion, not so much exciting, because you notice I'm not saying exciting. I'm saying more of an emotion of remembrance. So you want them to remember you when you do stuff, and colors do matter. There's actually a website that's out there. It's called The Psychology of Colors. So I'm going to find that link and I'll try to post it here in the chat window, but it's called, and you can actually Google it and it should take you there. It's called The Psychology of Colors. It's from the Small Business Trends website. I believe that's the name of the website. And When you go there, it's actually going to teach you about how people feel about different colors and how you could take those colors and use them for your marketing strategies. Again, that is very zero low cost. You don't have to do anything but spend a few minutes on the internet to find that information out. Once you start using those colors in your brand, you're definitely going to notice a difference in how people perceive your ad. And I picked this one just so that you can see that you notice that in every major ad, there's always red, green, blue, and some sort of neutral color of brown, right? So these colors in this pizza right here is a perfect example of the colors that you will see on Kmart, that you will see in Macy's, that you will see in any major store. I don't care what store it is. They're always going to have orange, red, yellow, green, and a tiny bit of blue somewhere, right? Those are the colors that they use. Now, I'm not saying you got to do your website these colors, but I am saying that at some point in your marketing, you need to have a little bit of this combination of colors, because these are the colors that evoke the best emotion when it comes to imaging. Okay, so now how you create them, low cost to you, is that you can actually create these things in Word. All of my images you guys have seen from me, I've done it in Microsoft Word. You can use Publisher to create stuff. It's okay, but I found that using MS Office was the cheapest thing that I could do to create my images. I can edit them. I can use GIMP to add pixels to them. I can use the Windows Picture Maker to edit, crop, or correct any kind of visuals in terms of like color hues or warmness to the color, more so than I can do in Microsoft Word. I have used Snapper to do a combination of overlays of different images. And for Canva, GIMP, Snapper, they're all free. They're all free to use. There is no cost to use GIMP. It is an open source application. You could do so much with GIMP. Not only can you resize it and add pixels to images that need pixels, but you can also add layers. You can add special effects. You can do everything that's almost close to Photoshop or Creative Cloud Photoshop, because Photoshop, if you really know how to use that Illustrator, you could probably spend like $9 a month just getting that, or you can use Fiverr, which you can get low cost, but you don't have as many revisions. But if you want to save yourself some money, right, and really do some really good stuff, and let me tell you the reason why you want to do it yourself, because a lot of times you just want to do a flyer off the cuff. You just want to do a flyer off the cuff. You want to do a brochure real quick. You may not have the time to spend a lot of time and money to kind of go and get someone else to do it for you. You might just want to go into Office, use maybe like a quarter of the sheet of paper, not the whole entire sheet, but maybe a quarter of the sheet of paper to do a simple flyer. So let me show you guys an example. I'm going to show you an example of how I created this. Okay, so I'm going to let me see. I'm gonna open up this document, then I'm gonna share it. Okay, so I'm going to share a flyer that I'm talking about here. And let me just see if I can share this other window. Okay, bear with me. Okay. All right. Okay, so if you can see this window right here, just let me know that you can see the window. Okay, so as you can see right here, I have I'm gonna close this out so I can have more room. So as you can see, I have this this Word document open. And so in here, you can see I just have just this simple thing. I'm not even using the entire sheet of paper. I'm actually just using this picture where I removed the background, added something there, right? And I'm just overlaying these images here. I have a text box here that I'm using just text boxes to add. I'm using fonts that you can get from dafont.com. It's a free website. It's called dafont.com. You can go there and you can get any kind of font that your heart's desire, right? Let me see, where's my little chat window in case somebody has chat. Question answered, open question. I don't know where my chat window went, but anyway, if you do have a question, I'll get to it. So anyway, you could use different text boxes to place things where you want. Now, how easy is this? You create a text box, you go to format, you go to wrap text, and you bring it to the front so that you can move it any way you want on the page, anywhere. You can bring it in front of the text, behind the text, however you want to do, right? Now, after you get it the way you want to, all you have to do really is just use the snipping tool. So I'm going to use this little snipping tool right here, and I'm going to hit new. Whoops. I'm sorry, I got to tell you guys something. You see how I have this box still selected? So if I scroll down, I have like a miscellaneous box. It's just way down here, right? So the reason why I select this box, because I don't want my cursor to be showing up here anywhere. If you guys ever did a screenshot and for whatever reason you saw the anchor or you saw the cursor up here, right? This is a way to get rid of it. So you just have one of the little boxes down here. You click on that first, right? Now you go into the snipping tool, and I'm just going to select this. Okay, I'm going to select it. Now I actually have an image. Now I can take this image, I can save it to wherever I want, right? I can save this thing here, and I can actually go in and create different things. I can do a PNG, I can do a JPEG, I can do a GIF, I can do a HTML. As you can see, it only costs me maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes of my time, depending on what I'm doing, is to create different text boxes to position the text where I want on the page. And then I can get different backgrounds. I can get different images, remove this thing right here and just put it wherever I want. Or I can use the format and use the transparency, or I can use the remove background to remove a background from an image. And once I get it to where I want, I just create an image, and there you go. Doesn't cost me anything. I did it myself in Microsoft Word. Now you could do a whole entire page of this, so you can have a one sheet that you could do like this, or you can just do a corner and just create an image, and you have a digital marketing material. Just take your time, work with it, play with it, get it to where you want so that it's nice and clean. The other program that I told you about is called GIMP. So you would buy that program, not really buy it, you would download that program, and you would go in and you would add the pixels, and this will become a very sharp image that you can use on your website, that you can use on digital material, you can use it on anything, okay? So that's one example of how you can do that. All right, let me get this one back up. All right, so we're back. All right, so let's see here. Not sure where my chat window went to, so hopefully I can find my chat window so that I can see the questions and things like that. So hopefully I can see the chat. Where'd my chat go? Oh, here we go. Chat. Alrighty. Okay. Yes. GIF. So yeah. It's okay. So GIMP is spelled GIMP, which is this one right here on the 1, 2, 3, 4th line down. If you go to Google and type in GIMP, you can just download that software. It is absolutely free. You don't have to do anything. Canva, some people use Canva, but just remember that you're kind of limited to the images that they have. Snappa is a really nice program where you can go and you can do different sizes of images. They give you templates that you can start off with. Some of them have overlays, some of them have already text in them, and all you have to do is change the background. You can change the words. You can change anything, and it is so professional. Now, I will warn you that if you get the free version, you can create as much as you want, but you just won't be able to save the image unless you download it the way it is. But it's okay if that's what you're looking for, or if you feel like that you have to create it and you have to make tweaks to it. I would suggest maybe downloading some parts of the image as you build it, and then use text boxes in Word to finish, the image and everything like that. So hopefully that is helpful to you on that. Now, when it comes to video, and I'm really big on videos, right? And audio. There's a couple ones out there that is literally like free for you to use. So OBS is an open source video creator and streamer. You can stream from YouTube to Facebook when you're on there by yourself. The downfall about OBS is that you're not able to bring anyone on with you because it's really mostly a one-way stream. So if I'm doing this webinar like right now, I didn't have to use Zoom. I can actually do it through OBS, and then I can stream it to YouTube or Facebook, which I've done in the past. Another really nice thing about OBS is that you can actually set the chroma key on it so that you can have your green screen behind you and you can have your logo or any kind of background you would like behind you because you're using the green screen chroma key feature in OBS. OBS is also known for video gamers who are using to stream their live videos, and you can also share your screen and you can have other little things up there, but it takes a little while to kind of get used to some of the functions. And what I really love about OBS is that I can actually just videotape myself. I can videotape to my computer without having it ghost live stream. And so if I'm doing like a video that I'm using for my website, I can just turn on the OBS, fix my chroma key, do my background, do everything that I want to do, and then I can just record myself, and then I can edit it using Adobe After Effects, or I can use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is super easy to use. You can get a trial version for 30 days for free, or you can just do the $9.99 for the Adobe Premiere Pro. You don't have to have all of the pieces of Adobe Creative Cloud. You could just download the ones that you want. Now, for the audio, a lot of people like using Audacity. Now, Audacity is another free audio editing software that you can use to edit your audio. You can get down to the like very minute millisecond of an audio clip. If there's anything in there, you can actually put two tracks together. You can track it down to like an MP3 or WAV file, and the quality of the Audacity is really, really good. I would just say just get maybe a noise cancellation microphone or headset and pair that up with whatever other program that you're doing. So like Uber Conference, you guys that on my podcast see me use Uber Conference to record telephone calls. When you go back and listen to my podcast platform, you see that the audio quality is really, really good. Okay, so you can get it for free, or you could pay the $16 and you can actually get other little perks with the Uber Conference. If you're also looking to get funding for your business, they offer 1-800 numbers that you need in order to get certain business credit, if you ever heard of that. So, and free conference call, it's okay, but I've heard recently someone said in a roundtable that it's not free anymore, but check it out. It's also a free, you can do video conferencing with a free conference call. You can't do video with Uber Conference, but you can share your screen, okay? I hope that's helpful for you guys. Also, if you're looking for really dynamic like promo videos, things that you can oh, okay, you're back. Okay. If you're looking for like really good promo videos, templates that you can use for your website and anything like that, right? You can actually go to Motion Array. You can go to Motion Array. They have actually free promos. They have free in Adobe After Effects. They have some free Premiere Pros. They have some free sound effects. They have some free everything. Now, you can also purchase or sign up for their membership where you can download X amount of videos per month or per whatever. And it's still going to be cost effective because if you use Premiere Pro After Effects, you'll have a really professional video that you can produce and have on your website. And, you know, I just love it. I use it all the time. My kids use it all the time for the business. And so, you definitely can get a big bang for your buck there. The other thing you could do if you're looking to do like a go-to meeting type of webinar, but you're not really ready to pay any cost for it, like Zoom is about $60 just to have the, it was actually $15 just to have the meeting feature. And then if you want to live stream to Facebook and YouTube, you got to pay an extra $40. So that's like $60 that you have to pay just to have Zoom. However, you can go to GoToMeeting and you can have a meeting one for free, and your meetings is less than 40 minutes. And if you get the Zoom, you can get it free for less than 40 minutes as well. But GoToMeeting prices for webinars where you can have people on video and you can have people on, you can videotape it, the presentation, it's about $39 a month. Another one here that you could use that's low cost is BeLive, and you can also use BlueJeans. BlueJeans is another video conferencing platform in which you can use to do telephone conferencing, screen share. You can now, as they just announced last month, is that now you could do live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So BlueJeans is another one that is very, very low cost that you can use to do that if you're looking to step up your game on videos. So that's what I have there for low, zero cost. What are some marketing strategies and tactics that you can use, right? So there are 6 methods in which you can use to market your business once you have everything together. Of course, we know social media is one of them. The only caveat I have to Alignable is that now Alignable has really become very strict on your reach in terms of customers. And they literally are trying to force people to get the premium package, which would allow you access to everyone. So when Alignable first came out, everybody was able to connect from anywhere. Now, if you get the free version, you're only restricted to a 3-mile radius, which isn't hardly anything at all. And if you upgrade to the $39 membership, then you're extended up to 9 miles. And then you have to get the other package if you want everyone else. So I'm not sure if it's worth your while to do too much marketing on Alignable, but they are being more restrictive of who you're connecting to that's outside of your neighborhood. The other one that's very popular right now for your strategy tactics is making sure that you have a domain email address. A lot of times we use Google, we use Outlook, we use Hotmail. It just doesn't look professional. I would just say invest in getting a domain email, especially if you have a website. If you have a website, you should have a domain email to go with it. Then use either MailChimp or Constant Contact to build up your email list so that you can actually start marketing to those people who are interested, as we talked about in slide 2 and 3, that are interested in your specific message and product. You also want to make sure you go out to networking events, dinner parties, general gatherings, so that you can meet the people, like the business roundtables. That was awesome. And any other event that you feel like that people who are your target are going to be. It is very important to be where they at, because if you're not where they are, then they won't be able to find you. And of course, we also have Office, which I already talked about, and making sure that your website is also as interesting as your marketing materials. So again, I'm going to stress that make sure your brand, whether it be website, whether it be Facebook, whatever, make sure that your brand is constant throughout the whole thing. So if you're using certain colors in your marketing material, then your website should be matching that, so that people don't get confused about what your message or your culture of your business is, right? And then you got the good old-fashioned networking, meaning that you actually picking up the phone, calling people, getting on their calendars, visiting folks, doing all kinds of things, right? Making sure that you have everything you need to make that connection with folks, right? So these are some of the tactics that I use. Other tactics that I have used too is partnerships, which I should put on here as well, is utilizing my partnerships with other organizations. Once I have that connection with other organizations, then I'm able to leverage and use these tactics to reach out to that network, so that I can reach those people who are interested in my business. And this is probably the hardest part of running a business, is finding your target and getting to them. So another thing you could do for marketing strategies is that you can create a one-sheet or capability statement about your business. It is the quickest, most efficient thing that you can do. Will you get a replay? Oh, you driving? Okay, yes, I will be having a replay and a recording of this, and send it out to those who registered. Yes, 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 yes. So if you have a one sheet or capability statement, this is one of the most effective things that you can do for your business is to have like one sheet of paper that you can always whip out in a meeting, or you can send out digitally to your customers who are interested in partnering with you. You also need to have a press kit for yourself, because you know you're the brand as well, right? You're the brand as well. So you have to have a press kit so that it talks about what you've done in the last few years. So one of the things I did to help me get big opportunities was I actually had my photo. I had a bio of my background that's related to my business. I didn't put anything in my bio that was not related to my business. So a lot of times we do a bio and we got all this other stuff in there, right? Only keep your information related to your business and your expertise. That is really important, because once somebody has your press kit, you can't take it back. They can't unread it once they read it, right? So you need to have a press kit that has your photo, your bio, and maybe a history of different interviews you've been on, different speaking engagements you've held, different information so that they can get a sense of like where have you been and who you've been doing it with, right? So you definitely have to have a bio that speaks directly to your business, because I know we want to tell our story in between and all this kind of stuff, but we definitely have to not do that, right? Also, you want to look at social media advertising. So what I usually do before I do a Facebook ad or Instagram ad, I check out other ads that are similar to what I do, and then I see if mine will work. So I will start off again, like I said in slide 2, is I will start off with a pilot. So after I do my research and say, okay, these are where the people are, I'm going to do a test pilot. So I would do one for about a week or two and see how it goes. If I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for, then I'm going to stop paying for the Facebook ad, right? Because you can stop it at any time. And then I'm going to do something different. Okay, I'm gonna try a different method. A lot of times, what we do is we do the marketing materials, and we think that okay, I'm gonna do the marketing materials, and I'm gonna send it out there, and I'm gonna let everybody see it, and then I'm not gonna change anything. You know, a lot of times you have to put it out there, see if you get the reaction you want, and if it's not, you need to just immediately stop paying for it. Just turn it off and say, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Let me do something else with my marketing because this is not working. And then you tweak it until you are satisfied with what you want to do. Another thing that people do is use video ads on YouTube on their website. I would strongly suggest that if you don't have a video that actually kind of like give more information about your business, you should. I call them, you know, business commercials, because now commercials are on the internet. It is no longer people going out to TV programs saying that I want a commercial, unless you're a big business and people are still looking at cable. Millions of people are looking at digital videos on YouTube and on your website. So if you need a commercial, you really need to get one and put it on there. I have one on mine. If you need help getting ones on yours, let me know, and I will get my sons to help you with producing a video for your website. It is really important you do that, because it gives not only information from your website, but it gives that personal human connection that I keep talking about. I want to connect with the human that's looking at my website. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Another thing you could do for that's like $30 at PR.com is send out a press release. So I did my first one when I had the Veterans Biz Up Conference in August, and it actually brought in a whole lot more registrations. So you definitely want to spend the $30 or $40 on a PR press release, especially if it's a really hot product or a service that you're trying to put out, or if it's an event or an expo or conference. You want to put out a press release, because then it goes out to all of the news feeds, and then certain people get to see it and they end up posting it on their website because it's news. Now, Sission is a little bit more expensive, but they have a little bit more clout. So if you're ready to like go there, definitely it's not that low cost, but it's a little bit more expensive than the PR. Another way you could do free is Facebook Live webinars. Everybody's doing that. Just make sure that you try to create messages that is for your target so that you can get people to be more engaged in your webinars, and I'm still learning that. And also, I'm going to go right back again to using Zoom as we're using right now to do webinars, and go to Meeting for more centralized webinars. So we're getting down to the end of the webinar. And again, I want to just emphasize that if you are having trouble, if you have questions that you want of anything that I talked about, like how to create the images in Word, or how to use the GIMP product, or how to use Snapper to find your images and edit, just give me a call, schedule an appointment, and I will help you with your brand. I will give you advice. This is my offer to help mentor you in what you're trying to do to get your brand together. This is what I was actually trying to do in the round table, but I ran out of time to do that. But in my goal is to make sure that your message is clear, okay, that you are presenting your business in the best light possible. And if this is going to help you save a few dollars while you get your brand together, that is what the mission of this particular webinar is all about. So this webinar is recorded. I am going to be sending out the recording to those who have registered in case you missed any of the information. And again, if you need help with your brand, just give me a call at 301-276-2255, and I will help you specifically with your brand, and we'll schedule an hour and go over your specific marketing information. And so, does anybody have any specific questions about anything that I shared thus far? Okay, I don't see any. I don't see any questions, but if you do have any questions, please make sure you email me at bmwoc@alstontech.com. And thank you so much for joining the webinar, and I hope everybody have a really good night. Thank you so very much.